Boy, if you don't get
Bruh.
out the cap.
All right. Boys and girls, mothers and fathers, aunts and aunts, grandfathers and grandmothers. Welcome to, what are we going to call this? I don't know, because I'm only doing this once for this particular activity. We're going to be reviewing about the first half of the NBA season. I want to say we're probably about a couple games past that, but it don't matter. It don't matter because it don't matter. But here we go. I thought how I do this is I'll just go by just each division. So I got my trusty board here, very sacred. Yeah, we're gonna start from just on top, go all the way down, and we're gonna start with the Atlantic Division. So here we go. Right. So starting off with, we got the Atlantic Division. So Atlantic Division is home of the Toronto Raptors, the New York Knicks, the Brooklyn Nets, the Boston Celtics, and as well as what's the other team? The Philadelphia 76ers. How am I getting the teams? This division it's competitive right now, but it's strange that like competitive like divisions really don't matter in NBA as much as it matters in like the NFL. But it's been very competitive. You got I think the current order of the teams, because I'm just going off the top of my head and really writing notes down this time. It's Boston, Brooklyn, Philadelphia, New York, then Toronto. And you got honestly you got three championship contenders in Brooklyn, Philly, and Boston. You got New York, which has just been really up and down this season. Then you got Toronto, who's just been kind of disappointing this year, even though I really didn't expect much from them. But but we're just gonna go over. Okay, so let's start with Boston. Boston, you could just tell like Boston, they really just want to get back to the playoffs and just resume what they started. And they want to get back to the finals. They want to win the chip. They got so close against Golden State, and you can just tell this year like the team defense, the 3-point shooter, and then Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they are like probably the best duo in the league right now. Like Jason Tatum has elevated his game again, and Brown has too. Honestly, when it comes to them, I have no more much to say. Like I said, their key elements are Brown and Tatum, excellent 3-point shooting, and good defense. And honestly, as long as they got those three down, they'll be okay. So I really got no more to say about them. Yeah, I got no much to say about them. So they're good. They're good. Let's move right along. We got the Brooklyn Nets. The only way I could describe the Brooklyn Nets since like 2020 or like 2019, basically ever since they got Kevin Durant, Kyrie, and KD, and Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, it has been a Genjutsu trap. They have had multiple trap cards. I don't know, but here we are with the Nets. Right now, they're looking really good. They're looking really good, and from where they were like 8 months ago, and then even from where they were like 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, they look really, really good. Now, of course, a Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and Ben Simmons led team should be a really good team. Should be a championship contender level team, and I'm really happy for the Nets right now. I'm really happy for the Nets. And really, if you really just go back and you just think about everything that's happened, just go back from, I won't go too far back, but Just go back to when they traded James Harden, and then they traded James, and then Kyrie couldn't be playing all the games because he played in New York. New York had the COVID rules. Then some arenas didn't allow him to play. Like I don't know, like Toronto, he could play in Toronto, and the Nets played there because of the COVID rules. Some states didn't care. And then you had Kevin Durant. He got injured in that season as well. He was able to come back, and then Nets were to make the playoffs. And then they got swept by Boston. And then you had KD wanted to get traded. Kyrie wanted to run it back, but then once KD was like he wanted to get traded, Kyrie was like, all right, I want to get traded too. But then eventually they were able to come to terms and get him to stay. Then they really didn't do nothing in the offseason because they spent their whole offseason trying to make sure Kevin Durant and Kyrie stays or they get a trade for them. But now, right now, they're looking, and then, no. And then, even in the beginning of the season, they had a really slow start to the season. KD was trying his hardest to get Steve Nash literally fired, and then it finally worked. And then you had the thing with Kyrie Irving in that video that he like tweeted out or whatever, and he got a whole lot of backlash. Ben Simmons is a thing; he's on the team, and now they're good. And now they're good. They had like a really good like month and a half, 2 months where they just played really good basketball. Unfortunately, Kevin Durant got hurt again. But if there's anything we know about KD is that he can come back at full power, even from a big injury. So I believe it's a strained MCL. He won't need surgery on it. Excuse me. And he won't need surgery. He'll be fine. And hopefully the Nets are saying he'll be back and they said hopefully he'll be back in less than a month. I think it's probably been about a week and a half since then. So he may get reevaluated like this week, and hopefully he'll come back by maybe right before All-Star break. I know I was hearing people say to maybe keep him out after the All-Star break. That's not a bad idea. Like I said, it's not a bad idea. It just depends on how the Nets play. Like if the Nets are like 10 games over 500, then I think they'll be good. They can still get first in the East. They just need to play well because honestly, I see Boston getting like close to 60 wins. For the Nets to get in that area, they would have to play really, really good. If that doesn't happen, if they're like 7-8 games, of course they'll still be fine. They probably just won't catch up to like, Boston, Milwaukee probably will pass them up, and probably even Philly, depending on how they play, can pass them up. So, yeah. So for them, it's just all about just keeping it together when KD gets back, and then I have no worries when he comes back. I think they'll just continue to play well. And while he's out, Ben Simmons needs to play that good. Like obviously when KD's there, he doesn't have to score. He doesn't have to score. He could just do everything else. Rebound, pass, assist, play great defense on the opposing team's best guards and forwards. He doesn't need to score, but now with KD's like he's gonna have to score a little bit. So I want to see that for Ben, and he's even acknowledged that. So hopefully we can see that for Ben, and if we can, they will be good. They'll be great. They could win the championship. So yeah, that's the Nets. Let's just see where it goes. Right along, we got the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers are. I still consider them a championship contender. They could win the championship with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, James Harden. I think they could win the championship. Tobias Harris, of course, he's on the team. They got 4 guys who could get them 20, 25, even 30 points a game. Of course, Joel Embiid is that 30-point scorer. And then you got Maxey and Harden. I believe I last looked at their numbers. I think Harden's at 22, Maxey's at 21. So they're like right there. You got Tobias, who's like around 16, 17. But Philly, I think they could truly win. Like I said, I think Joel Embiid Jokic is really Nikola Jokic is really good, and then we'll get to him when we get to the Nuggets and their division. Personally, I think Joel Embiid is the best big man in the league. I just think in terms of just when you talk about the center position, I think Joel Embiid is like the closest to I don't want to disrespect any of these legends, but he's the closest to like a Shaquille O'Neal and a Hakeem Alonzo in terms of just like being a big guy, getting the ball in the paint, and just beating you by not only just being big, but just skill. And Joel Embiid has a lot of skill. Like, I think he's just the best pure big guy in the NBA. But, of course, if you throw in the assists and all that stuff, that's a different conversation for another day. But anyway, the Sixers had a really slow start to the season. Like, I think they didn't get their first win until, like, 6 games in, or, like, 4 or 5 games. It was weird. And then I watched the game earlier against, like, the Spurs. I think it was, like, the 3rd or 4th game of the year. And they should have lost to them. And the Spurs are my favorite team. San Antonio is my favorite team. And I'm sitting here like, how do you lose to these dudes? So, like, the Spurs are not a good basket. They're not good. They're not really good. That really bothered me. And then I think they got their first one versus the Pacers. And I'm saying, like, it's the fucking Pacers. Which, I mean, to be fair, I thought they would be the worst team in the division, in the conference, maybe in the entire NBA. But I don't know. The Pacers are just different. But then after the slow start, James Harden got injured for like a month with like a foot injury. Tyrese Maxey got hurt with, I don't know the particular injury, the injury in particular. I think it was like a lower leg, something like that. And then Joel Embiid was kind of just like sprinkled here and there out with some games or whatever. But they're all back. I think Tobias Harris is hurt now, but the 3 main guys, they're back. Joel Embiid has played like out of his mind. I think he's had like 3 50-point games this year already. So in a year where I think 50-point games has been just like crazy, but he's been playing good. Like I said, they can win the championship. Honestly, I think James Harden should be in a situation that Chris Paul has been in Phoenix. Maybe not, meaning like you have Booker and then you have Aiden, right? And Booker, in theory, Booker and Aiden are supposed to be your 2 best players. And Booker is. And then Aiden he be shaky as hell at times. But when Aiden is on, he's on. And then Chris Paul doesn't have to be the second best scorer. And then they got Bridges, they had Crowder. I'm referring to last season, the last couple of seasons where they played really good. But Chris Paul, he's not in a situation where he doesn't have to put up that many points a game. I think James Harden could be in a situation where he can average like 17, 18 points, but he could get like 10, 9, 11 assists. And I think Tyrese Maxey could take on that mantle being their second best scorer. I think Maxey is very capable of getting 23, 24, 25 points, maybe even more a game. And the way the NBA is, there is more than enough room for 2 25-plus scores. So, but the way they're doing things now is not bad. They're catching a stride. Right now, I think they just beat the Lakers last night, like by a point. So I think they're 10 games over 500 right now. So they're looking good. I think they'll get to 50 wins. They'll be like right there, like 51, 52. I think because of the slow start, they probably won't get more than 55. But they're catching a stride. I really want to see where they're going because I really want to see James and Embiid get a ring because Joel Embiid is probably my favorite big guy in the league. And then James, he's played so well the last the past 10 years on Houston, and then he played well in Brooklyn, and then he's played all right here in Philly. So he deserves a ring. He really does deserve a ring. So let's just hope they can get there. And let's just hope. Let's hope. I'm hoping. Please. It's time to talk about the New York Knicks. The Knicks are just so weird this year. Like the Knicks have had obviously the last 5-10 years before the last few seasons, they have been just horrendous. They're just weird this year. Like 1 week you'll look up, they'll have like a 5-game winning streak, and then the next week you look, they have a 4-game losing streak, 5-game losing streak, and then you look over again, they're just trading wins and losses. That's the Knicks year. But right now their record looks good. I think they're 4 or 5 games over 500. I think the key for the Knicks is just consistency. If the Knicks can just really just be consistent, don't go on these random losing skids. Like they just be consistent. They'll be fine. I've always on record of saying that to me, like I always thought Jalen Brunson should have stayed on Dallas, just so for Luke, it helps Luka out. But I just think that the Knicks should take the road that Boston took, meaning they should just rely on just Randle and Barrett, and then just surround them with the pieces they need to be successful. Because every time I see Randle and Barrett, they're always like, I would just say they got like a massive chip on their shoulder when I watch their play. And I mean, and that's not a bad thing, but it just seems like I've been hearing like maybe possibly Barrett be getting traded, or just him and the Knicks just parting ways or whatever. And I don't know, I just feel like they should just Randle, Barrett in the middle, surrounded with the pieces they need. And I mean, the Knicks have kind of sort of did that, but like I said, they got Bronson, so it's not. So it's Jalen Brunson and Randle and Barrett. And honestly, if they wanted to go that route, and maybe they wanted to trade Barrett and they wanted to surround it with Bronson and Randle, that would probably be better, because I would say Bronson right now is better than Barrett, and Randle is one of the better big guys in the league. So that tandem could work. They just surround the talent with Brunson and Randle. Maybe that is the move. Maybe that is the move to finally get Barrett out of there. But that'd be crazy, because they drafted Barrett like 3 years ago, and it's unfortunate that he's not on the same level as Zion and Ja, because those two have been amazing. I mean, outside of the injuries from Zion, he's been amazing, and then Ja, he's had injuries here and there, but Josh has been great for Memphis, and that's why they're so good. But like I said, for the Knicks, just consistency. If they could gain that consistency, I could see them possibly winning between like 45 and 50 games. Could they get to 50 games? They would have to play magnificent. They would have to win they have to go like 28 and like 13 the rest of the way. Which, like I said, they had the time to do it, but it's all about if they can do it. But we'll see. They are a really intriguing team going into the second half of the season. But yeah, let's really hope the Knicks can actually do good for once. Well, they did good like 2 years ago, but let's just hope this could just be consistent, because if they don't make the playoffs, this could suck, because they brought in Brunson for the purpose of them getting better and to win. So let's really hope that it can work. And it's been working so far. It's just they've just been so inconsistent at times. So watch how watch a week go by and the Knicks are like 25 and 25. Please don't do that. Right. So I gotta redo this. Because my phone decided to be like, okay, you're out of storage. And, right. So I had to redo the whole Toronto Raptors segment of this. The Toronto Raptors. The thing about the Raptors is that the Raptors need that, that extra, oomph. You know what I mean? Like, they just need, the extra pieces, because I think their bench is kind of garbage too. But you got Siakam, who he's that superstar. You got Siakam's a superstar. Fred VanVleet and Gary Trent, they were two guys. Those guys, they're going to always be reliable from the 3-point line. Fred VanVleet is a little bit more than that too. He could definitely get to the rim. He could definitely get to the rim, and he's a very underrated playmaker. He's not like on the elite playmaker, like on the levels of like LeBron James or Nikola Jokic or Tyrese Halliburton, because he's been really good. But he's really solid. I just think they need that extra oomph, and I think it's on the team. It's Scotty Barnes. I think Scotty Barnes has to be that guy. I think he not that guy, but he has to be that piece next to Siakam. And if he can, and I think he can, he can maybe be it. Scotty Barnes, he has a pass mentality first type of person, and I think he can really, be that second guy to Siakam. And if he does, I think Toronto will play much better, because they've been looking kind of suspect this year. right, the way things look right now, they probably won't even get to 40 wins. They'll probably hover around, like, I guess it just depends, like, how they do the second half of the season, but, you know, they'll probably hover around maybe, like, 35 to 37 wins, which is not good. I mean, that's decent. I believe that's decent enough for play-in, but that's from how they played last season, because they were a playoff team last season, like, easily. They were in the top 6 last year, so you would think, but when they're being top 6, and then you was like, okay, well, Scottie Barnes played good. He should develop really good this year, and he has. I think we just need that. I think they just need a little bit more from him, because, like I said, to me, they drafted him to be that second best player to Siakam. There's no way they drafted Scottie Barnes for him to be the 4th best player behind Gary Trent if Evan Fleet. That's not true. That can't be true. That he has to be the second best player. I think he knows that, and he'll get there eventually. I think he will get there. But yeah, that's the Raptors. In terms of making the playoffs, they can still make it. They can definitely still make it. They just have to play really good the second half of the season. If they can, then they'll get there. But they're probably not. All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yeah, this is like a experiment type of thing. Like I said, I'm going to be doing this with all of the divisions. So Central Division coming soon. And yeah, we're just going to be reviewing all the teams, and then I'll just kind of just be going from there. Like I said, I'm really trying to be active on the channel, and that's really been the goal this year, is to really be active on the channel this year and just see where things go. Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, to be active on the channel, make videos, just see where it goes, and I think I got something here. So, like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna link my socials down in the description. Mainly probably just Instagram and Snapchat, and probably TikTok. I do TikTok because I use TikTok. I just don't make videos. Probably I try to do Twitter just because. Maybe Facebook. I don't know. I don't know. I've decided. You'll see it. But yeah. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Do anything. If you guys enjoyed the video, just let me know. If you guys want me to continue to do this, I really do want to do this because I know basketball. I don't want to say like I know it like better than anybody else, but I've been an NBA fan since I was like 8, and I'm 22 now. So, so I think I got a decent knowledge about basketball. So, and I tried to do it with the NFL, as I saw it earlier in the video like 2 years ago, but that just didn't work for a few different reasons. Nothing bad, but it just wasn't gonna. I wasn't gonna do well with it. But yeah. Let me get out of here. I'm doing too long with this outro. So yeah. We'll see you next time. Okay, no, seriously, you guys have a great the rest of your day. Central Division video is coming soon.